Or a soul one of your picks.
Your soul pick.
And we are away.
There you go.
And hopefully I don't stuff it up this time. I'm so paranoid about it.
Are you?
I am. Let's make sure that is recording. Yes, that is recording.
We'll be fine.
So this is my second attempt to get up here and see Carl of Euroa Guitars. Carl, thank you for letting me back into your house yet again.
You're welcome.
I kind of thought after last time you may not let me back. Tell us a bit about Euroa Guitars.
Well, I started off making cigar box guitars back in 2012, I think. I had someone ask me if I could make them an electric guitar, and I said, yeah, of course I can. So, and I didn't realise at the time what went into making electric guitar as opposed to a cigar box guitar. And they wanted an Explorer, so they wanted something quite large. So I made the Explorer guitar, and one of the processes of doing that was putting the ferrules in the back of the guitar. Because the bout on the Explorer is so big, I've only got a small drill press that just sits on my bench, and it wasn't big enough to drill the ferrule holes, so I ended up drilling them partly by hand. So of course they were not even. So I thought there has to be an easier way of doing it, and I came up with a block to go on the back of the guitar. That's where the tone blocks came in. So it basically went from there. We do custom guitars, custom electric guitars, but we also do parts as well.
What gave you the idea for these?
I looked online to see if I could find something. I did see one that was made by Delisle, I think it was at the time, but they weren't quite what I wanted, and they had a lip.
Oh, so it didn't sit flush?
Didn't sit flush, yeah. But that just sits in its own accord, just under the string pressure.
So these have skyrocketed for you, I've noticed you.
Yeah, I had to get a whole new batch made up. I'm on my third batch, I think, now. So, yeah, and look, I made them initially just for myself, just to put in the guitars that I had, and then I ended up putting a few online and they sold from there. So, yeah, they've sold all over the world, which has been really interesting.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Any other developments with other ideas pertaining to it?
Yeah, there is a bass block at the moment being produced.
So with the bass one being developed, does that mean you're making a bass?
Actually, I'm making it for Pat Keegan Guitars.
Ah, cool.
So he was after a couple of blocks.
Yeah.
But I've got a bass on a drawing board at the moment that's custom built.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I'll use it in that as well.
So with the guitars you've got here with you on your seat and behind you,
what I called the RT series, which is a resin top. So it's actually fabric, and then it's resin impregnated. There's fiberglass resin onto the top of it, and that soaks through, adheres it to the body. It's actually a basswood body, but it's really hard on the front. So this back's basically just stained, so it's an actual stain with a lacquer on it. It's got the tone block on the back.
the pickups you're running in that?
These ones have Wilkinson pickups in them. I was trying to make guitars for under $1,000. That was the idea. Since I found it's almost impossible to make a guitar under $1,000 and to be able to be in business, yeah. The idea with this was we'd have 3 different types of pickups available. One was Wilkinson, one was GFS pickups, and the others were either a Leaden or another Australian-made pickup. So this has an imported neck on it, and although the neck's really nice now, to get it to that state just takes far too long.
Yeah.
You know, I can make a neck from scratch and it'd be easier.
Guess the chord. And you've got another couple behind you there. One of them's just slid slightly.
That's my tester guitar, that one.
Tester?
Tester?
Oh, Tester.
Tester.
Making sure you said
Tester.
tester.
Tester
not
guitar.
Testee. You are the testee.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I'm going to edit that out.
Yeah, you can't call me a testy, can you?
No, it's not right.
Part of the other business that I have is T.A.G.S pickups. So they're pickups that I have made and we sell. So what this is for is when we get new ones in, we put them in, decide which ones we're going to keep, which ones we're not going to keep in stock. So basically this has a little sliding compartment. That whole thing comes out, put your pickup in, slides in, we can test in the neck position, we can test in the bridge position.
No, that's really cool. And the body shape's rad. I really like that.
Yeah, well this is one, I've got a 7-string guitar that's being built at the moment, and he wanted something in a different sort of shape. And I really like the old Japanese guitars from the 60s and things. So it's sort of taken from one of those. And he said to me, it was actually the guy that I did the Explorer for.
Right.
And he said to me, so you built what I wanted, now I want you to build what you want as long as it's 7-string. I said, okay. So this really, its body shape was to see how the body shape would go and how it sits in. That's the back.
Should sit and play my dad's slide a lot more. Need an armchair without an arm. That'd be just called a chair, wouldn't it?
It would. Do you want one?
No. No, I like the challenge that is beset before me.
And of course, from guitar making, you've also expanded into slide guitars, or your lap steels.
I started making it because when we first moved up to Euroa, we went to one of the markets here, and there was a guy playing a cigar box guitar, and I'd never seen one before. And I thought, oh, they're pretty cool, and I thought I could make one of those. So I came home, did some research, started to chat to someone online about cigar box guitars, and he said, where do you live? And I said, Euroa, and he said, I'm just in Kennedy Street up around the corner. Come and say hello. And it was the same guy that was at the market. So I went and saw him, and he basically showed me how to build one.
That's
and
nice.
that was the first one. So I ended up selling them on eBay and online, and I probably sold around about a couple of dozen cigar box guitars.
Well, the one on my far right, your far left.
Yep.
That is one that has progressed a fair bit over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of different ones in the process of being made. So this one's finished, obviously. So that's got a T.A.G.S pickup in it, so it's a little, what we call a Phoenix pickup, like a Firebird pickup, and that also has a switch in there, so you've got single coil and humbucker.
I'm probably holding it completely wrong.
How are you holding it?
Isn't it supposed to be a...
No, it's supposed to be one finger on top, so basically...
Oh, like that. So I am holding it completely wrong. Like that.
And then your ring finger and your pinky to mute your strings. So
that's crap load better.
there you go.
You showed me that right from the start. That's blasphemy. What I'm doing is blasphemy.
You sound better than I do.
And I apologise to the slide players of this world who are just looking at me just thinking, what the is this guy doing? 'Cause I don't know.
Tell me about the wood on that.
We didn't know what it was. So I've got another mate who's a blues guitarist, and he owns a timber mill. Oh, he mills timber. It's called Willowbrook. And so this is the Willowbrook lap steel. We didn't really know what it was, and we did a bit of investigation work actually only over the last week, and it's come up that it's a stringy bark.
Right.
Or a messmate of some description. We're still not sure exactly what species it is. It's an Australian timber, so it's a eucalypt. It's a little bit different because it's not that heavy. So it's a little bit lighter and a little bit softer than a standard stringy bark or messmate. So this is all resin filled though. So it was actually a piece of timber that I was going to just turf.
Use as a cricket bat.
Yeah, well, pretty much. You can't really see much on the front, although it's got some nice figure on the front, but you can see how much checking was in the back of it. There's a lot of checking through it. So now it's all been resin filled, but it's come up really well. To the point where now I've actually had to source some more of this timber so I can make some more of them. This one, which is mine at the moment, so this is another little prototype that I'm making up. A bit of an Art Deco sort of look. It'll have the same aluminium fretboard. But this one's a little bit different where it's got a back control on here. So that'll have basically a distortion type control. It has a true bypass.
Yeah.
It has a low impedance, so if you want to put pedals and stuff through it. And then it has 3 lots of distortion.
So with the repair side of things, that keeps you pretty busy.
It does. I work in with T.A.G.S guitar services out of Navanal, Mark Roper. So I do a bit of work for him. So he likes doing a lot of the setups and that sort of work. So he does some of the setups on my guitars and then I do the woodwork basically.
Well, we should head out to the shed and have a look, I reckon.
Yeah, we can go out there and have
I
a
mean,
squeeze.
the garage. Shed or a garage? What do you call
Workshop.
it? Workshop. And
It is a shed, it is a garage, but it's my workshop.
your workshop, you've got a lot going on in here. This banjo neck's progressed a fair bit since I last saw it.
Yeah, it's been inlaid now. It wasn't inlaid, I think, last time you were here.
I think you got the headstock inlay on as well. So.
Yeah, headstock inlay's done.
Man, that's looking great.
So, yeah, it's come up really well. I'm very happy with this one at the minute, considering what it looked like, so that'll give you an idea what it looked like.
Yeah.
So that's, there you go, before and after shot.
Yeah, hang on. I'll see if I can get that. We'll probably put everything out of focus. There's your before. There's your after.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man.
Left out in the rain.
Gotta wonder who would do that.
Yes, well, it's a long story. We won't go there, but anyway. The headstock plate and the fretboard is from StewMac. So originally these would have been rosewood dyed dark. Interesting part is that the headstock plate originally was like a fibre type material. So it's not actually
Oh, like a papery kind of
timber.
material?
Yeah, it's like a papery sort of stuff.
Right.
So yeah, that's nearly finished. So that'll need to be lacquered now.
Yep.
And that's the body. So it'll eventually be this sort of colour.
Yeah.
So it'll
So
have
you've
an
restored
amber.
the body fully as well, obviously.
Oh yeah, that was a complete mess. It was all delaminating. It's all been rebound.
Who knows, you might start making banjos.
No. Draw the line at banjos.
So this is where you do most of your building, your repairs, pretty much everything.
Yeah. My repair work is done here, and I do my acoustic repairs I do inside, only because we're in Euroa and the weather varies quite a lot.
Yeah.
So the acoustic repairs that I can do inside, I do inside. The rest I do out here.
Yeah, so this kind of like the double cut tally concept.
Yeah. Fender Japan did a double cut tally, but this one's got the P90 in the neck pickup and the standard tally bridge pickup, and it's routed for the tone block.
That's cool. I look forward to seeing that finished because I just love stuff that's just a bit different, you know.
Yeah, it is. That's, as I said, this one has the vanilla turquoise body and the Atherton white pickguard, so it's the EJ colours, and the knobs were the same colour as the interior.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's a bit of an EJ feel to that one.
Yeah. Almost kind of worth hunting down the old radio knobs off an EJ if you can find them, you know.
Yeah.
So with your wood piles there, what kind of stuff you got laying there for future projects?
We've got silky oak, there's blackwood, hoop pine, cherry, sapele.
So you got some blackwood there.
The
I can see
BB.
that. Yeah, well I was going to say...
Black butt.
Black butt, right. I was going to say I can see the black wood.
Black butt, which
black butt.
weighs an absolute ton.
Yep. Fretboards then?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually got it because I thought I'd do bodies with it, but it's way too heavy. So you'd either need to just do a cap with it, or maybe even a neck. Actually, there's pieces there big enough for a neck. There's elm, which is really nice.
Okay.
Some elm timber. There's some purple heart over there. Oh, also some Queensland maple. There's some big slabs of Queensland maple, which are these ones here.
Now I notice in the distance we've got an old organ.
Yeah, the organ I've had for years. That's actually walnut. That'll all be stripped down and will be made into fretboards, guitars, necks. Yeah,
That's great. So tucked away in there.
yeah. Well, so this is one that's being built at the minute, and this is a custom job, and this is elm.
What kind of finish you looking at doing on that?
Just an oil finish on this one. This is crimson guitar oil, but I usually use true oil actually.
Okay.
So once you get the oil on there, you can see how it comes up and how your colour changes. It really brings out that grain. So yeah, it'll be pretty stunning once it's all finished.
Where can people find you online?
They can find me online in Facebook, basically.
In Facebook?
In Facebook. On Facebook.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, Euroa Guitars. Also on Instagram, again, Euroa Guitars. Yep. And www.euroaguitars.com.
Well, there you go. So that's Carl from Euroa Guitars for the second time, which again, I really appreciate your time, mate, because you know it's time is a valuable thing, and I've now consumed 2 of your days. So make sure you go check out Carl online and follow his Instagram and Facebook pages, and get in touch with him and chat about your repairs and whatever else you might need. And as far as the Australian Guitar Show goes, well, do all that stuff too. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit subscribe on the button below, and you can message me, and you can ask questions, and you can tell me I need a haircut, because I do. And other than that, hooroo.
Done.